The internet did not just wake up. It got thrown into chaos like somebody hit shuffle on every piece of drama in the industry at the same time. Because out of nowhere, boom, accusations start circling around Jay-Z, and suddenly the timeline isn't just talking, screaming. Now hold on, because this wasn't no small rumor floating around quietly. This felt like somebody dropped a bomb in the middle of hip-hop history and said, figure it out. People started pulling receipts, clips, interviews, stuff from years ago, like this was some kind of long-lost puzzle finally coming together, and the name tied into all of it. Yep, Kanye West. Now suddenly, old tensions didn't feel old anymore. They felt relevant. Conversations people thought were done, back on the table. Moments that were brushed off, now being replayed like they meant everything. And just like that, the narrative flipped into something way bigger than anyone expected. But wait, because that wasn't even the wildest part. Enter 50 Cent, and you already KNOW when he enters the chat. It's not going to. Be quiet. He didn't just react. He threw shade like it was a sport, adding gasoline to a fire that was already burning out of control. The comments exploding, the reactions unfiltered, the energy pure chaos. And just when you think the situation couldn't get any messier, here comes Diddy, because suddenly whispers about a secret deal start floating around. And now, people are looking at everything differently. What deal? When did this happen? Who knew about it? And why is it coming out now, right in the middle of all this chaos? At this point, the internet wasn't just reacting, it was investigating. 3 major names, 3 different storylines, all colliding at once like a reality show finale nobody was ready for. And the more people dig into it, the more one question starts getting louder and louder. Is this all just coincidence? Or is something much bigger happening behind the scenes that's about to flip the entire industry upside down? If you think this whole situation just randomly exploded overnight, yeah, that's already where the story starts getting suspicious. Because nothing about this feels sudden once you start looking at the timeline closely. The moment Jay-Z's name started trending, it wasn't just about one accusation, it was about years of history suddenly being pulled back into the spotlight like unfinished business. Now, let's rewind for a second, because this isn't just about what's happening right now. This goes way back to moments people thought were already settled. Conversations that were left hanging and tensions that never fully disappeared. And the moment Kanye West got brought back into the conversation, yeah, everything instantly felt heavier. Because let's be real, their history has never been simple. There's always been that complicated mix of collaboration, tension, silence, and unexpected moments that kept fans guessing. And now with these new accusations floating around, people are going back and rewatching everything like they're trying to find clues they missed the first time. And you already know what happens when the internet starts digging, nothing stays buried. Old interviews resurfaced, past statements got re-examined, and suddenly moments that once felt random started looking intentional. It was like watching a documentary unfold in real time, with new layers being revealed every hour. Meanwhile, fans were reacting in completely different ways. And the divide happened fast. One side immediately defended Jay-Z, saying people were reaching and trying to create drama where there wasn't any. The other side, not convinced at all, they felt like there were too many coincidences to ignore. And once those two sides started clashing, conversation didn't just grow, exploded. Now here's where things got even more chaotic. Because this wasn't just about opinions anymore. People started bringing receipts, clips, timelines, old quotes, anything they could find to support their perspective. And once that started happening, the situation turned from speculation into a full-blown investigation. And the deeper people looked, the more complicated everything became. Because some things seemed to line up perfectly, while others didn't make sense at all. And when that confusion hits the internet, it doesn't slow things down, it speeds them up. More theories, more debates, more chaos. Meanwhile, Jay-Z remained at the center of everything, whether he responded or not, and that silence. Oh, people noticed, because when everyone else is talking and one key person isn't, that silence becomes louder than anything else. And just when it felt like the situation was already intense enough, enter 50 Cent. Now listen. When he gets involved, things don't calm down, they escalate. Because he didn't just react casually. He came in with that signature energy, sharp, sarcastic, and just messy enough to push the situation even further. And the moment he started throwing shade, yeah, the internet lost it. Now suddenly, it wasn't just a discussion, it was entertainment. People were reposting his reactions, turning them into memes, breaking them down like they were part of a bigger narrative. And the craziest part? His involvement made everything feel even more real. Like this wasn't just rumors anymore. This was something people inside the industry were reacting to. And just when things couldn't get any more layered, here comes Diddy into the conversation. Now, at first, didn't seem directly connected, but once those whispers about a secret deal started circulating, everything changed. 'Cause now people weren't just looking at one storyline. They were looking at multiple threads that might be connected in ways nobody fully understood yet. And that's when the speculation went to another level, because people started asking bigger questions. What deal? When did it happen? Who knew about it? And why is it coming out now, right in the middle of all this chaos? And once those questions started spreading, the situation became impossible to ignore, because now it wasn't just about individuals. It felt like something bigger, something layered, something that might connect multiple stories into one massive narrative. And the more people talked, the more it felt like this wasn't just coincidence, because everything was happening at the same time. Multiple names, multiple stories, all trending together, and that kind of timing. Yeah. People don't just ignore that. Meanwhile, fans were trying to piece everything together like a puzzle with missing pieces. Some believed everything was connected. Others thought it was all just perfect timing and internet exaggeration. But one thing everyone agreed on: this situation was far from over, because the way it was building, the way new details kept appearing, the way reactions kept getting louder, it didn't feel like a conclusion. It felt like the beginning of something much bigger, and the energy surrounding it, yeah, it wasn't calming down anytime soon. And just when people thought the situation had already reached its peak, oh, it went full chaos mode. Because once those accusations and reactions started circulating across every platform, the internet didn't just react, it erupted. This wasn't just trending anymore. This was dominating timelines like a blockbuster. Drop nobody could ignore, now the reactions. It's completely unhinged. People weren't just commenting, they were debating like it was a live courtroom case with no judge and no rules. Some were laughing it off, saying it's all exaggerated, while others were dead serious, convinced something deeper was being exposed. And once those sides collided, yeah, the chaos multiplied instantly. And of course, the memes came in fast. Within minutes, people turned this whole situation into a mix of Keeping Up with the Kardashians drama and a chaotic WWE storyline. One minute you're laughing at edits, the next minute you're watching full arguments unfold like it's a championship match. But underneath all the jokes, something didn't feel funny anymore. Because the more people replayed old clips and interviews involving Jay-Z and Kanye West, the more they started noticing details that didn't quite line up. Certain moments felt tense, certain statements felt loaded, and suddenly everything looked different through this new lens. And once that shift happened, there was no going back. Now here's where things got really messy, because the internet went into full investigation mode. Old interviews resurfaced, past statements got dissected. And people started building timelines like they were creating a documentary series in real time. Every word, every pause, every expression became evidence. And the deeper people dug, the more complicated everything became. because some things seemed to connect perfectly, while others completely contradicted each other. And when confusion like that hits the internet, it doesn't slow things down, it fuels even more speculation. Meanwhile, 50 Cent kept adding energy to the situation, and not the calm kind. His reactions, his posts, his tonette all felt like he was stirring the pot just enough to keep everything boiling. And the internet. Oh, they ate it up. People were reposting his comments, turning them into memes, and treating every reaction like it was a major update in the storyline. And the more he engaged, the more it felt like this wasn't just random noise, this was something people inside the industry were paying attention to. Then came the part that really pushed things over the edge. The whispers about Diddy's secret deal. Now listen. The moment that phrase started trending, everything changed. Because now the conversation wasn't just about one situation, it became multiple storylines colliding at once. And when that happens, the chaos doesn't just grow, it expands in every direction. People started asking questions nonstop. What kind of deal? Who was involved? How long has this been happening? And why is it coming out now? And the worst part? Nobody had clear answers. So what does the internet do when there are no answers? It creates its own, and that's exactly what happened. Theories started flying everywhere, some realistic, some completely wild, and some that made people question everything they thought they knew about the situation. And once those theories started spreading, the story took on a life of its own. Meanwhile, fans were completely divided again. Some believed everything was connected and we were seeing pieces of a much bigger picture. Others felt like people were just reaching and turning unrelated situations into one massive conspiracy. And then there were the chaos watchers just enjoying the ride with popcorn. But here's the thing. The energy never slowed down. Every new post, every new clip, every new reaction just added another layer to an already messy situation. It was like watching a storm that kept getting bigger instead of fading away. And at this point, the situation had completely taken over the internet's attention. It wasn't just a trending topic anymore. It was the conversation, and the more it evolved, the harder it became to tell what was real and what was just speculation. Because when everything starts blending together, clarity disappears. And just when people thought they had seen everything, another wave of reactions started forming. Louder opinions, stronger accusations, even more questions. And that's when it became clear. This wasn't even the peak yet, because the way everything was building, the way tensions kept rising, the way new details kept surfacing, didn't feel like things were ending. It felt like something much bigger was still coming. And whatever that next moment is. And just when the internet thought the chaos had already peaked, everything shifted into something that felt way bigger than drama. Because now it wasn't just about clips, reactions, or theories. Anymore, it started affecting reputations, alliances, and how people viewed the entire situation. The conversation around Jay-Z, Kanye West, 50 Cent, and Diddy took on a completely different tone. And once it reached that level, there was no turning back. Now the internet wasn't just reacting, it was judging, analyzing, and rewriting the narrative in real time. Opinions were flipping faster than plot twists in a season finale, with people switching sides depending on what new details surfaced. One moment someone was being defended, the next moment questioned. And the cycle just kept repeating, because at this point, every single detail mattered. Every word, every silence, every reaction became something people could turn into a headline. And that's when the emotional side of everything started showing through all the noise. Behind the memes and jokes, there was tension that felt real, uncomfortable, and impossible to ignore. And then came the fallout. Because when situations reach this level, consequences start appearing whether people are ready or not. Reputations started getting questioned. Past actions were being brought back into the spotlight, and relationships people thought were solid suddenly felt uncertain. It wasn't just about the present anymore, it was about everything connected to it. Meanwhile, 50 Cent kept adding fuel to the fire with reactions that felt just messy enough to keep everything alive. His presence in the situation made it feel like this wasn't just online noise, it was something that people inside the industry were watching closely. And that made the entire situation feel even more serious. And hovering over everything was the mystery around Diddy's so-called deal. Because the more people talked about it, the more questions came up. What exactly was it? Who was involved? And why did it surface at the same time as everything else? That timing alone kept the conversation alive. But here's where things took an unexpected turn. Because instead of everything exploding into one final moment, the energy suddenly shifted. It didn't end, and it definitely didn't resolve. It just became quieter, but more intense at the same time. Like the kind of silence that makes you feel like something bigger is happening behind the scenes. Because sometimes the loudest moment isn't when people are arguing, it's when everything goes quiet and you know something is building. And that's exactly where this situation landed. The chaos slowed on the surface, but underneath, the tension was still there, waiting for the next spark. And that waiting, that's what kept everyone locked in, because nobody knew what would happen next. Would someone respond? Would more information come out? Or would something unexpected drop that flips everything again? That uncertainty made it impossible to look away. Even as the initial wave of attention started to settle slightly, the story itself didn't feel finished at all. If anything, it felt like the end of one chapter and the beginning of another. Because situations like this don't disappear, they evolve into something bigger and more complicated. And just when people thought they could finally move on, old clips started resurfacing again. Old moments, old statements, old interactions suddenly became relevant again, like pieces of a puzzle nobody had finished solving. And that brought everything right back into the spotlight. And that's when the realization hit. This wasn't just a moment. It was a storyline that was still unfolding. Every new detail had the power to restart the chaos. Every new reaction could change everything again. And at this point, anything felt possible. Because when something reaches this level of attention, never truly ends it, just pauses, waiting for the next moment to explode. And the way things were left, it didn't feel like closure. It felt like build-up. So now the internet is just watching, waiting, refreshing their feeds like something major is about to drop at any second. And when that moment finally hits, it's not just going to shake things up, it's going to explode all over again, because this story isn't over. Not even close. It's just transforming into its next, even messier chapter. And when that next twist arrives, the internet is going to lose its mind all over again. Now listen, if your brain is still trying to process all this chaos, don't worry, you're not alone. Because this situation went from regular timeline scrolling to full industry meltdown in seconds. And somehow we all got pulled into it, like it's a live reality show with no script and no ending. One minute you're chilling. The next minute you're analyzing clips like you've been hired to crack a case. So now I gotta ask you, what do you think is really going on here? Are you siding with Jay-Z, saying people are reaching and blowing things out of proportion? Or do you think there's something deeper happening behind the scenes involving Kanye West that we're only just starting to see? And let's not forget, what's your take on 50 Cent stepping in and adding fuel to the fire? And then there's the big question. What do you think about Diddy's so-called deal? Coincidence? Or something connected to everything else going on? Yeah, I already know the theories are about to go crazy. Drop your thoughts in the comments right now, because this is where it gets messy. I want the wild opinions, the bold takes, the I knew something was off energy. Don't hold back at all. Let's turn this comment section into a full-blown debate arena. And if you made it this far, go ahead and smash that like button like it owes you money, because you already know this story is far from finished. Hit that subscribe button too, so you don't miss the next twist, because trust me, when something new drops and WILL. You're going to want front row seats. Turn on those notifications so you're not the last one trying to catch up while everybody else is already arguing in the comments. Stay locked in, stay ready, and stay curious, because over here, we don't just watch the drama, we break it down in real time. This is Secret Scoop, where the tea is hot, the chaos is loud, and the truth, yeah, it's never as simple as it looks.